I do want to hear. First, I want to hear about the quarterbacks, and then everybody else. So, training camp stats. What did Jalen look like today?
So Jalen was 14 of 15, no touchdowns, no interceptions. I think he attempted 2 passes beyond 20 yards. It was really a continuation of what I saw at OTAs and last year in training camp, and a lot of what we saw last year in the final 10, 12 games, whatever it was. His best throw of the day was definitely a pass to A.J. Brown, and we talk about relationships. A.J. said after practice that prior to that throw, him and Jalen just said 2 words to each other, and they knew what each wanted to do, and they made it happen. So he said their chemistry on the field, you can see all the years playing together, how it's helping them. But the throw itself was down the left sideline. Keely Ringo was in coverage, and it was a really good throw. I thought it was a good throw, good catch. The coverage was actually pretty good, too. It was just a better throw and catch. But outside of that, the ball was never in harm's way. I can't think of a single pass that was almost intercepted. He just, again, Jalen as a practice quarterback now, the ball really does not hit the ground often. I think he was 53 of 55, if I'm not mistaken, during OTAs in the offseason, 14 of 15 today. So there just is not a lot of incompletions.
Would you have seen any difference in the offense today with Petulo in there? You wouldn't have seen
I don't
anything.
think so. I mean, there was one play where they split Saquon out wide. They didn't do a ton of that last year. But it's really hard to tell, I think, especially early on, major differences, because also there might not be a ton of major differences. I think they do want to throw the ball down the field more, which they didn't do today. But no, it looked the same.
So how about Tanner McKee and Kyle McCord? Any numbers there too?
So I'd have to add up Tanner. I didn't do that yet, but I can do it really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is great radio.
Yeah.
11. He was like 8 of 11 with a touchdown.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
If I was the Saints and Kellen Moore, I would be begging the Eagles to trade me Tanner McKee.
Unless they like that guy they took in the second round.
Nah.
Dude, that guy's like 30.
Yeah,
you just did that with Bo Nix.
Tyler
Bo Nix was a first-round pick that did something. This kid's a scrub from Louisville.
Hold on,
drafted in the second round.
Second round.
He's 26.
Who cares?
Stick a fork in him. Brandon Whedon.
They drafted him.
Yeah, quarterbacks played a little 40.
It was stupid.
I just know.
Well, that's an opinion, but they did draft him. I mean, they drafted him.
If I was the Eagles, I would not trade Tanner McKee.
They could have took Shedeur.
You wouldn't trade him for a second-round pick?
Nope. They're
That's
trying
ridiculous.
to win the Super Bowl.
Dude, we don't have time to be trading away good players going back-to-back. What if Jalen goes down for 2 or 3 weeks?
He always does.
So I agree with the premise of your point, but you could acquire a quarterback with a 4th or a 3rd. That would be awesome, and still have that second-round pick.
How many second-round picks do they need?
What about Jameis Winston? What do you think the Giants would? The Giants have 4 quarterbacks.
I would rather put you in as quarterback.
Mr. Baker
than
Mayfield
Jameis.
over here doesn't like Jameis. They're like the same guy. They
they're
both turn
not
the ball.
the
They
same guy.
both turn the ball over all the time and
Are
throw
you
for a
kidding
ton
me?
of yards.
No, Baker. First of all, Jameis Winston again is a clown. Baker Mayfield is not a clown.
Baker's Mr. Serious.
No, but he's not a clown. Jameis Winston is a clown.
But Jameis is a lovable
he's a
clown.
national treasure.
Yeah, Jameis is.
He's great at that.
It's fine when Barstool hires him to walk around with a microphone. I don't want him
Everywhere
as a
Jameis
backup.
goes, they seem to love him. That's all I know.
Okay, well, all right.
But the point
he is likely to turn the ball over.
He is, but he in this offense, he would throw for 600 yards, and he would have 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
And by the way, he was never as good as Baker Mayfield is. You're insane.
He did have a 5,000 yard
he had
passing
1 year,
season.
but you're right. Baker's obviously had a better career.
Yeah,
I agree.
okay.
But the
Jameis
point,
the first person to ever throw 30 touchdowns and 30
interceptions.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, would you trade Tanner for a second and then acquire Jameis for a 4th?
No.
I don't even think it would cost a 4th, but let's say
No.
Who the hell allowed Jameis Winston to throw 30 interceptions?
I know.
Yeah, who
Yeah, it's
left him
crazy.
out there long enough to throw 30
They're trying
interceptions?
to get a higher draft
You
pick.
should have
Wasn't
sent
it
the
Bruce
Eagles'
Arians?
offensive line in during the bye week to tell them to start running the
start
ball.
running the ball.
God.
Yeah. Did Kyle McCord play at all?
Yeah, so Kyle McCord only took maybe 5 reps.
Okay.
He didn't really do much. In fact, I think he only completed. He was 3 for 5.
Okay. All right.
But to pull it back in, Tanner McKee was really good today. He had a touchdown pass to Terrace Marshall that also beat Keely for what it's worth. So Keely gave up 2 big plays today. But it was a really nice throw.
Well, at least he's starting.
And by the way, here's the other thing I would say. And look, don't make this a video, Justin.
Yeah, well, hold on.
Twitter's going to love this. Yeah.
Depends what the take is.
No. God forbid. And I've been very positive about Jalen today.
Oh, here we
I do
go.
mean
Well,
this.
today he has been.
Yes, I have. I turned a page.
Well, he does have him seventh.
Yeah. Seventh. In
I
the
was like,
NFL.
you're ranking his second.
Right. And that's pretty good.
I've heard.
Yes. It's ahead of what some NFL personnel people have.
You're higher on Jalen than the league.
Yeah. So, God forbid he goes down with a season-ending injury. I would rather have a guy who has been here for several years, who we know can command the offense, you never know what you could accomplish if he's there the entire time, as opposed to Jameis Winston, who I know they're not doing anything with Jameis Winston. I just think this year, when you are in a situation, and by the way, it's not like they have how many picks next year?
13.
They're not at a negative for picks. They have plenty of picks.
Yeah, but they don't have 13 second-round picks.
I mean, a second-round pick is a premium asset.
It's a huge asset.
And is a backup quarterback who you can win games with.
Bro, they can win with Colin McCord. Like, whatever. They drafted him.
You're not going to win with a rookie fifth-round pick. You're not.
So I stick anyone in that offense.
I do agree the experience Tanner McKee has here matters. Yeah. And he played well last year. I just think a second-round pick is... I'm not advocating trade him away for a third or a fourth. A second-round pick is Tanner's thrown how many... He's thrown how many passes? 40 NFL passes?
Great.
Okay.
I would rather have a quarterback I'm confident in than another
So the Saints called you today and offered you a second-round pick. You wouldn't take it?
I wouldn't take a first-round pick for him.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
The Saints might be a top. That might be a
well, okay.
Top
all right. First round pick, I take.
It's Tanner McKee.
First round pick, I take.
And if Jalen goes down, the season's over, so it doesn't matter.
Actually,
not with this roster.
If they give me a first round pick, I just go trade for Kenny Pickett again because they don't need Kenny Pickett. Could you trade?
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. I
you
wonder
could take
if
a second for Tanner and trade like a fifth for.
There's got to be a rule. You can't. Anyway.
Regardless, he was very good.
How did Jiad Campbell? Congratulations on your scoop with Jiad Campbell. How did he look?
He not only practiced, he took team reps.
Oh,
so
wow.
he was out there. He was with the second team. You can just see he is built like an edge at linebacker. He's faster than the other linebackers. He's longer. So he didn't make any plays that were impressive, but just watching him run and move, you can see the athleticism. I do think what they really like about Jiad is his speed. And so I would put the over-under on snaps he plays in week 1 at like 10.5. But I think when he's out there, they're going to send him after the quarterback.
From off the ball.
Yeah, initially, as I've always said, he would play off ball initially, and then he will end up at edge.
Here we are again. Greatest hits. Ike and Eliot Shorr-Parks.
I wasn't even looking at Ike. I could feel it just... An off-ball linebacker. That's going to blitz a ton for what it's worth.
That is true. I agree with you there. Honestly, I think he's there to replace Zach eventually.
I think so too.
In 2 years.
So
what did Zach Ball sign?
2 years.
He's got
deal?
No, he's got 3. But it's probably only 2 real ones.
Yeah.
And then safety, I imagine Reed Blankenship was one. Who was playing safety?
So this was maybe the most interesting thing. The first team snap of the day, 11 on 11, they were in base defense. It was Keeley on one side, Quinion on the other, and Cooper was lined up at safety. So
now Vic said that would happen in base, and they don't play base very often.
True, but in the offseason practices we saw when they were in base, they had Cooper on the outside. So
corner,
right. Yeah. So one of two things. I guess maybe one of 3, but one of 2 things is happening. One, they feel good about Keeley, and so they're like, we're going to keep him out there. We'll put Cooper at safety. Or they don't feel good about the safeties, and so Keeley is out there so Cooper can play safety.
Yeah.
But
you got to keep Cooper on the field.
Yeah, Cooper needs to be on the field every defensive play.
Yeah.
But the question is, would you rather? I think his game probably suits better at safety than outside corner. But
I agree. I think eventually he's going to be a safety in a lot of their packages. I'm on this way down the road. I'm not sure Reed's going to get an extension to be here.
Agreed.
So
certainly not.
If he was, they would have given him.
Yes,
certainly not an expensive one.
Yeah, this could be Reed's last year.
Well, and
because this is the final year of his deal, right?
Correct.
It is.
Yeah.
By the way, it could be Cooper and Makuba next year.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking future it could be Cooper and Makuba.
The only thing I'd say is you want him on the field every snap, but they're 80% of their snaps they're going to be a nickel.
Yeah.
And I do think nickel is a very, very important role. A lot of the top receivers line up in the slot.
The
Eagles,
Lamb.
CD does it. honestly, they almost all do it. Jamar Chase does it.
Yep.
Both the Eagles receivers do it. So having him there is still a benefit. And I do think safety is similar to nickel in the way that you're in the box a lot. And I think that that is a strength of his game. He's a good tackler. Like, I'd rather have him inside than outside.
So let me ask you this about training camp. Do you think it was weird on the first day of Champ Camp, WIP celebrates Champ Camp, the morning show there, the midday show there, and after an entire training camp last year of the afternoon show not going to training camp once and getting one interview, that once again the WIP afternoon show featuring the face of the station, Ike Reese, was not at training camp again today? Do you think that was weird?
It is a little weird.
Yeah, okay, all right. I thought it was weird too.
You let him lead you right away there.
It's just like, so, if you happen
I don't know
to
if Jalen listens and was like, Spike and Jack can't come in.
I think it was,
I'd love to hear Jalen on this show now.
Yeah, well, I'd love to hear Rod Lakin's reasoning for that.
I was going to say, if you talk to, we can do this.
Yeah, I gave his email out earlier.
But, did you? Okay,
if you're a listener.
Your brother's cell phone one day, Rod's email.
If you're a listener, you think the WIP afternoon show should be at camp like everybody else at least one time. His name is Rod Lakin.
Would you want to do it from 2 to 6 in the?
No, we can get there early.
True. Yeah. Wait, did you come today, Ike? I thought you were talking. Okay.
I was coming.
Yeah.
I was at Nelly concert too long.
So,
dude, that thing starts to what?